everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're sharing a game changer for our weekly meals, homemade burger buns. Store-bought hamburger buns may be convenient, but have you ever checked out the ingredient list? It's like a science experiment. Enriched flour, soy lecithin, maltodextrin, citric acid, and a ton of other stuff I can't even pronounce. These processed additives have no place in our kitchens or our bodies. Take soy lecithin, for example. It's a cheap filler that can mess with our hormones, and maltodextrin is linked to blood sugar spikes, obesity, and even insulin resistance. That's why we started making our own healthier, cheaper burger buns at home. With just 5 simple ingredients, plus water, we can make buns without the mystery stuff. And if you want, you can even swap in whole wheat or gluten-free flour, whatever fits your dietary needs. So let's ditch that processed junk and get to baking. To start, we measure out 4 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. We go with King Arthur because it's non-GMO and has no bleach, bromate, or artificial preservatives. Then we add in 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. Give it a good mix. Now for the wet ingredients. Mix in 1 1/2 cups of warm water and 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Stir everything together until the dough starts to pull away from the bowl. We use our trusty KitchenAid mixer for this, but if you're feeling strong or don't have one, you can totally do it by hand. Once the dough comes together, I knead it into a ball until it's nice and round like this. Now put it back in the bowl and cover it with plastic. Let it chill out for about an hour. Pro tip, to speed things up, throw it in the oven with the oven light on. You'll know it's ready when it doubles in size. Now let's shape the buns. Flour your surface and cut the dough into 8 pieces. Start by cutting the dough in half, then into quarters, and voila! To shape the buns, just fold the dough in on itself a couple of times, pinch the bottom, and give them a nice round shape. Place your dough balls on a tray and cover them with plastic wrap sprayed with some nonstick oil. Pop them back in the oven with the light on for about 30 to 40 minutes for the second rise. This step is key to getting those soft, pillowy buns. While the dough is rising, let's prep the rest of the meal. We're having classic burgers and fries. Our go-to potatoes are Idaho potatoes, so I peel, wash, and cut them into French fries. Don't forget to wash them well so they're nice and crispy. Now it's time for the toppings. Peel your romaine lettuce leaves and wash them, then slice up some tomatoes, pickles, and onions, which I'll be grilling later on. By now, my buns have risen perfectly, so I take them out of the oven and set it to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit while I prep the burgers. We're using Beyond Burger patties we got from Sam's Club. They're bang for your buck, costing about $1.50 per patty, and here's what one of them looks like right out of the bag. Place each patty on a plate and season them with Montreal steak seasoning. That's our favorite, but you can really use whatever you like. Season one side, flip, and season the other side. They thaw out pretty quickly too. Once the oven hits 400 degrees Fahrenheit, throw those buns in for about 15 to 20 minutes until the tops are golden brown. When they're ready, they should look like this. To make them even better, brush the tops with some melted butter and sprinkle some everything bagel seasoning on them. These are going to be the perfect base for your burgers. Now it's time to start frying. Heat up some peanut oil in a pot on high. You'll know it's ready when you drop a fry in and the oil starts bubbling. After getting your batch of fries in, let's get to grilling up the burgers. Get another pan nice and hot, drizzle in some olive oil, and get your burgers in. Let them cook until they start to brown up, and then flip them to the other side to do the same. Once they have a nice char on them, you can optionally add in some Worcester sauce to give them extra flavor. Flip your patties again so both sides get the same treatment. Place the patties on a pan and pour the leftover sauce on top. Set them aside because we're actually going to broil them at the end once the fries are done. Now let's cook the onions. Grilled onions on burgers are like a chef's kiss. In the same pan you use the burgers, toss in the onions and let them soak up all of that delicious burger flavor. Flip them around until they're nice and caramelized. Then just set them aside. Once the onions are done and the fries are almost ready, it's time to pop the burgers into the oven to broil for about 5 to 7 minutes. You'll know they're ready when they start sizzling. This is the perfect time to make the vegan In-N-Out sauce to take things over the top. Combine plant-based mayo, ketchup, pickle relish, mustard, salt, and pepper. Mix it all up until it's creamy and dreamy. By now, your fries should be done. Use a ladle to shake off any extra oil and place them on paper towels to drain. Season them with some salt and pepper, and you're all set. At this point, your house is gonna smell like a full-fledged burger joint, so let's get plating so we can get eating. Cut your burger buns in half and spread some of that In-N-Out sauce on the bottom. Then place your burger patty on top, layer on the romaine lettuce, grilled onions, sliced tomatoes, pickles, and more sauce if you're feeling extra. Make sure to push down on the burgers so that all that delicious sauce drips down. Then plate your fries, and boom, there you have it. These burgers made with our homemade burger buns rival anything you'll get from a restaurant. And the bonus, they're healthier and cheaper, which is a win-win in my book. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Until then, happy eating.